Okay, so today we're going to be looking at Yaas's POV on Lijiang for Scrim on Monday night of April 28th. I'm reviewing this the day after. And we're going to look here how we need to play Ashe and Cassidy on this map. So we TP out top left with our Tracer player. They're going to go swap back, and now first thing we're going to look at is we have Lucio on our team and a Kiriko on our team. So these four guys are going to want to play really aggressive, and then us as the damage player, we only have the coach gun to get away with. So we are going to want to try and take angles, and we're going to want to pressure / kill. Let's see how we do this fight. So we come out of the top here. They're running Yaas, Kiriko, Lucio. So we see the Pharah early, and this is like a nice angle. We have a lot of pressure with this angle. And notably too, it's not in a spot where any of the enemies can get us. Now here our team is going down, and we look for an angle on the main. We get the dynamite. So this is good. We're looking for an angle here. Now, the one thing we have to look out and be scared of as this Ashe player is if the Ramatra and Lucio are able to speed and get aggression on us. That is our number one thing to look out for. That's how we die. So here we're taking an angle. Now, note with this angle, we want to be on an off angle from the rest of our team. So we see that our Kiriko and Lucio are on this angle, so maybe we could have stayed this angle, or even look for like a threaten to like play around here. That way we can surround them. But now this Ramatra gets the slow on us. We're able to get, you see, we're able to get a lot of really good shots in here from this angle. The dynamite. Ultimately, we lose our tank first, and now your goal needs to be as soon as the fight is lost, like 3 seconds ago, to see if there's a way to get out. Maybe we could have coach gun to the left. Now it's too late. Good dynamite at the end though. Let's speed this up. So here again, we're looking for angles and pressure, especially on the Pharah if we can get. So we see Pharah, find her, good shots on her. She gets taken down. Nice. Now we're holding this damage threat. Get the Kiriko super low. This is good. Good dynamite on the cast too. I don't know if you could have lived that one, but that was like all very good. I mean, we're on a nope, I'm flying into the wall. We're on a damage threat over here. You know, we can force out their Ramatra and their Kiriko, and even though we die, like the damage we get is worth it for that life. Speed up. Let's go back. Sorry if this isn't the most entertaining thing in the world. I tried to get a webcam, but it broke. Very sad day. So like here, this is a really good spot for us to be playing on Ashe, because look at all the different bodies we can shoot at, and two, we have the ability to run away here, and none of them can get you. They have no mobility with that tracer. They have no vertical mobility. So here, number one, we're being our damage threat. Just looking for shots. Now here we can get the dynamite. Dynamite forces Suzu. And this is good here. And this is a good bob too. Our tank loses, we lose mech on the tank. So now we need new point presence. The bob, he's gonna go and hit this corner right here, and he's gonna hold a lot of space on the point. He's over there. We're damage that on angle. Get the dynamite. We get the shot on Lucio. Look at how much pressure the Bob exerted there. Now we have a lot of space. And we're still a threat on this angle. See how being a threat on this angle forces the Ramatra to use his barrier? That's how important being an angle is and being a constant damage threat. Now we hear the cast walking. It's a good reaction to dynamite him. And he's pressured out too. So now it's just the Tracer. And Tracer decides to leave. Tracer on us behind. Here, help. Try to recall. And then as soon as we force that Tracer, my next question, like what I'm constantly thinking is, which angle do we play? Which angle are we gonna take? I think if we're on point, we can take one of these two. Otherwise, there's this angle sort of here. It's not as good. I think if we're able to play one of these back angles, or even this left side here, that's what we should look for. Poking. You see now how we go to poke a little bit, but we see the Ramatra engaging, so now we're having to find this angle here. If we can start on an angle first, it gives you more options to deal with this Ramatra push. Ramatra push is super aggressive. We're looking for this angle again. Dynamite. Yeah, when I was watching back this fight, I think we needed to just pick an angle, and the way to get value with your life there is we needed to like get a lot of damage pressure on this Ramatra. He is able to sort of like, you know, because we have to make it when he's walking up here, we have to make it cost a lot of like health damage for him to walk up. And since we're caught rotating, when he's walking, they're able to get in for free and they get all the space. Let me get out. And so that fight they just won with the Ramatra ult, which really like swing the ults in their favor. Because now they have Lucio, they've cast the Tracer, they're 50% on Kiri. I'd say here, you just gotta tell me that you need healing. Just yell at me. Just do it. Now here we're going with our team. That makes sense because the Ramatra could punish us. Here we are finding an angle again. Now I think there we were just looking at the Ramatra. We could have been looking at cast. Good dynamite on the Lucio. Now here we are, threat again. See Ramatra shields. Force Ramatra shield just by being a damage threat. Here we're on another angle, but I don't know if this angle is as good because for the attackers to push, they can push to this statue first. Then maybe you have your coach gun. You could try and come up to this one or this one instead of playing the low ground. And we're pushing with our team here, and well, normally it's good since we want to be like angled pressure from side. As you can see here, the Ramatra, since we walk up, gets super free engage. Even with the coach gun, now he gets beat, so he's allowed to double down. And instead, if we're playing this high ground, what we're able to do is make it so that this push by the three of them is not free, and they can take like a bunch of damage then. Also, makes mistake for me. I die with both cooldowns. But we needed to. If the Ramatra wants to engage, we need to find ways to kite the engage or make the engage costly, because that's how we win. So now it's last fight. Very close to Bob. Find the Lucio and the Sombra. Oh, that's a tragic Bob. I think if Bob... I just don't know if he can get it from that angle. if Bob touches here, there's a good chance we are able to win the fight. I think we maybe needed to worry about shooting the people in front of us. Obviously, we hit like a really wonderful headshot. We either need to focus on making sure Bob touches point or focus on shooting the people in front of us, and then bobbing. Okay. We get both kills, which is nice. But now we have, they have their Ramatra on point. And Bob, which is sort of like our tank, he's got all the HP. Since he's over here, we have to like touch with just Tracer HP. So we have 175 HP worth of like point touch. And obviously that doesn't last long. So that that round we just needed to look to stay as a like a stay on an angle and pressure where like the tank can't get us, or we have a way to kite away from the tank easily. All right, for this next sub round we are on Cassidy. All right, so we roll out here again with the Symmetra. We have our Tracer player swapping again. Important difference this time is we have Baptiste and Lucio. So difference with Lucio, he has more damage and healing. Damage and healing, but he has less mobility. So he's not able, mobility works both ways, like going in and going out. So push-pull has to be like a lot slower, has to be more gradual, and then back. Baptiste is not able to follow in and get out as easily. So, we're able to get to server very early because of our TP and speed boost. So we're able to hold this sort of like front area. We're able to hold them here in this choke, which is very good. We sort of just need to wait for our Tracer player, and then we will be good to push. So our tank goes in aggressive. We're just trying to look for an angle on this side here, playing in our BAP LOS. Now we get caught in the ram slow, but we roll out of it. We get a good nade onto the Lucio, and we're able to get out. Pressuring the ram. Good. We go for a server room again. Get good shots on Lucio. Gets away. Miss our flashbang on the Genji, that's fine. The problem is now we're standing in... We've taken a few steps away from our team. We're standing in the middle of nowhere's land. So if this Ramatra, if he has E, we're going to be in a load of pain. So we need to either quickly run to this left side, to this right side, and look to punish this ram because he's looking to come in. So we go to back to our team. Get more shots on ram. Get the kill on Lucio. But now the problem is we have let them push both ways. They've pushed from the left and from the right. So we need to make a decision to go either which way. We look right at the cast. He misses his shots. He goes back. But we roll out into this open here. And by rolling out of this open, we're exposed to cast angle. So we either needed to like roll this way or roll this way. Just pick a side to go to. Let's get to our next ladder. Alright, so we're back in the server room again, looking for flanks. Yeah, so what we can do here is we can like try play with our BAP and stack a bunch of us, or you can look for an off angle. Now, if we're playing over here, this could be good to get an off angle, but we'll just need to be careful to kite if we get pushed. We stay stacking with our team, looking for this left angle. Not much here. Sort of just win the tank HP trade. And ult early. Speed up. Alright, now we have high noon. Alright, and so they high noon early and we get stuck in the E here on the engage. So we roll and we flashbang the high noon and we die to it. Honestly, like I think the best play here when I see something like this, when I see such like a blatantly aggressive high noon right here and centered by this guy. Since we had roll and we have flashbang, I think you need to roll at him, flashbang and right click. So just E or whatever your equivalent is and right click. I know a lot of people don't like the right click anymore, but what that does by stuffing him, if he shoots, you're blocking the shot for the rest of the team. And then if you're in a bad, like there's nowhere to go to block the shot, so you just want to make your shots are as easy as possible because we can burst him through the high noon. Their team doesn't have beat yet, right? And the high noon damage reduction is something like only 25%. So we just needed to go and all in on him. And then we can get the trade earlier and make it more costly to kill you. Alright, we respawn again. We help the kill on the Genji. Okay, very good. Alright. Now we're playing on this right side again. We are looking to pressure their ram. So our ram looks for an early engage here. We look to follow up with him. I think the problem with this push was we didn't know. Obviously, we see our ram go in, but as Cass, we're not always able to like follow him very hard. And also by high nooning sort of over here in this enclosed area, while it is good for cover, it also means that enemies can sort of like sneak up and cheat the high noon because they can explode and come out. So maybe if we were main and high nooning, just anywhere our BAP can get lamb to us from would be good. And also we don't always like the aggressive we went with our tank was not the kind of aggressive we're able to follow up on cast. So sometimes we just need to play it a bit more passive. Obviously we get punished for our aggression, but they use 3 ults, so that makes it a lot easier for them. So now we got better shield, we have window, and this Cass is sort of standing there on that island. We don't punish him for it. Tracer dies early, so we just have to like wait for our Tracer to respawn. Finding shots, finding some good damage in. So our Tracer is back now. We want to look for this this left side, right? Since we have Cass and BAP. Oh, that was a terrible circle on BAP. We want to look for this like wide left side instead of this like server room, because our Tracer can go server, but we want to take the long range duels. We look left. Get the flashbang on the Genji. Get this beautiful shot on the Lucian. And by going wide here, we were able to force them out into these really uncomfortable positions to play. And just by going wide with a window, we were able to cap the point and win the fight. So here we're playing right again. Our healers are in main. Okay, we join main with our healers. Enemies are pushing in. Genji's very in. Flashbang on him. Gets killed. But rolling in with the right click, we have to be very passive now. We don't have roll. we don't have our flashbang, so we have to be very defensive. So we try and high noon, and we get the Lucio trade. Now we have both of our cooldowns again. We can hear cast to the right of us. Cast is to the right of us. And then there's Ramatra back this way. So I think given out of these two options, we should try and go and maybe like flashbang right click this cast or go duel him. Or can just try and like backshot Ramatra. Ramatra gets the E on us, but ultimately since like the cast has really good angle, he gets the kill on us. This run is almost over. Yeah, okay. Alright, for this sub point of Lijiang, we're rolling out on Cassidy. This time we have the Kiriko, so that means we can play a lot more aggressive, we can go very fast, and also we are going to be left behind by these 4 guys, so we are really looking for angling pressure again, and playing low resource. So if they have the Pharah, so our primary job will be trying to get damage on Pharah. Poke the Lucio out. But we also, I don't know if we noticed, this Pharah is right here. So we should be looking maybe to go right and pressure this Pharah out of this spot, because they're able to do a lot of damage to our tank. And Pharah gets us first. It's okay. Let's go to the next fight. Alright, so this time, since we know they have Pharah, we're going to go to the right room. For poke. And we see Pharah on the left side. We're able to pressure shield out from Ramatra here. Remember, our main job is to be like angle damage threat. This is what I mean. Since we're the threat over here, we're able to get Lucio, do a bunch of damage to the Ramatra, continue doing damage to the Ramatra. Look at how much resources we're able to pull out of him. We get the shield out of him, and attention out of him too. He's just looking this way. There's also Lucio behind us, but it's mostly the cast damage he's scared of. And that lets, with his attention on us, we're able to clean up the backline over here. So this was like, oh shoot. Alright, now we're taking this left side poking. I think this left side is very good. Able to get some damage on the Pharah. We're now down. I think we can look. We either have to look for trades or we look for a trade on the Lucio with the flashbang. Luckily, we're able to live. Unfortunately, our tank died, so now we just need to look either for trades or to die. Almost get the Lucio. Alright, so this time we have our ult slightly up on point percentage, a lot of ults across the board. Able to get Ramatra's shield out already. We're looking for the right room rotate. Hide the concuss. And go in. And here we are, we're right on an angle again. Able to force a lot out of the Ramatra. Catch the Pharah ulting, we're able to punish it. So now they go aggressive with their Kitsune, and they're able to get us before we beat. I think instead of playing aggressive there, if we could like play the angle with the like intention to roll backwards, right? Our roll is our one way to get away, like our one out. That would have been the best way to deal with this situation, because we could at least gotten more damage onto the Ramatra, and possibly like survive the beat when we could fight him. Alright, now here again we're angling, and this is very good. We're putting pressure on Ramatra. We check the Pharah going through the window, get her with a nice headshot. That's a good play from us to help clean up. Now here again, left, we're playing on this left side, and we're going to want to think, like, what angle are we playing? There's a few angles here. We have this pillar that a lot of us are playing, or we have this left side sort of you can play. Now if you play here, you're able to poke the end gauge, but we just want to think about, like, what angle we want to take once we start going. Just pressuring on this angle. And we're able to find a first pick onto the Cassidy. So now we take this angle, we're playing very aggressive, we get a bunch of damage on the Ramatra, we force out his form, we force out Suzu. And we're just able to see how much resources we're able to force out by playing this position. Even if it's split from the team, it's very big. Now we're up one again. We go back to our same spot. Able to get pressure on the Pharah. Pressure on the Cassidy. Now, instead of going for this rotate, I think maybe we could stay on the angle and continue the pressure. And maybe just go for the more greedy way, but we do get the game-winning flashbangs onto the remote. Yeah. So overall, I think this is a good map from us. There's a lot of good mechanics. Just thinking about, like, we need to make sure we angle. And we have our, like, escape route planned. Anyways, thanks for watching. Kind of just did these because I want to get preparation for state, and I don't want what I watch to just be stuck in my head. So please let me know if this is enjoyable content and if we should do more of it. Thanks.